All right, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing. But now let's get right in today's topic, which is regarding none other than Bitcoin Cash. We're going to be talking about what is happening, where we could see the price going as we go further into the month of September. We're already halfway through, which is crazy to think about. But as far as Bitcoin Cash is concerned, it's up about 3.1% on the daily time frame. But now let's take a look at the weekly time frame and see how good Bitcoin Cash is performing. You can see this for yourself. It's up 11.5%, and that is quite interesting to see. And why is it performing so well? I personally think, again, there's no certain announcement that is out there as of now, but this entire narrative behind Bitcoin Cash, in my opinion, has completely changed since the talks about the ETF approval that are being happening. That is causing the entire market to really get hyped and anticipate upon this ETF approval. So guess what the institutions are doing? The hedge funds. Do you think they're only going to be looking at one asset class? They're going to be looking at the other opportunity. What would be another one coin that would be easy and there would be a demand for it? And that is Bitcoin Cash, in my honest opinion. And I think that is why we're seeing so much interest flowing in. And I think institutions are already in. We're seeing some billionaires, Tim Draper, mentioning Bitcoin Cash out there. And I'm sure he has that in his portfolio. But again, I'm just another ordinary guy that's just speculating out here. But, it's not that hard to really put everything together and kind of get an idea as to what really is happening. But now let's take a look at the price and see what is happening as of now. So as of September the 15th, you can see it's currently sitting at $214.57. It's up 3.1% over the past 24 hours in USD comparative. It's also up 3.7% in Bitcoin comparative over the past 24 hours. Looking at its top 18th ranking in the cryptocurrency market ranking with a market cap of $4.2 billion and the 24-hour trading volume approaching the $265.4 million. But now let's take a look at the price and see what is happening and where we could see the price really heading as we do go further into the month of September as mentioned. So let's go revisit the prior pump, the breakout of this consolidation phase that we've been in for quite some time, pretty much since June of last year all the way till June of this year. So 1 year of consolidation below the $154 mark, but June 22nd was the time where we finally saw Bitcoin Cash break out of there, and it wasn't just like a small breakout. We saw a move of about almost 220%. We're talking $2 billion, actually $3 billion that flew into Bitcoin Cash in a matter of a single day. And if you guys watch my videos around here, you guys know I was mentioning that, this type of move is not ordinary. We do have something going behind the scenes. And in my opinion, I think institutions were buying around. Not either it was the institutions that were buying, but usually institutions do buy over the counter, or it was just some insiders that actually knew what was going on and they just started accumulating. But let's look at how good it's performing. So if you picked up the dip of Bitcoin Cash at the $168 mark just on August 17th, which was almost a month back now, if you picked it up around that range, you can see this for yourself, you're up 30%. Which is quite interesting to see. And right now, Bitcoin Cash wants to break out. You can see this for yourself. But right now, what we're seeing is we're seeing some resistance coming up on its side. You can see this for yourself. We have quite a bit of resistance, which dates back to the previous, bear market, which was in 2020. You can see this for yourself. We're finding ourselves exactly at that mark. And of course, you can see this for yourself. When we broke out of this $387 mark, that's where we saw things go absolutely parabolic and hit an all-time high of $1,647 per Bitcoin Cash. So, that's exactly where we're finding ourselves at, around the 2020 range. And in my opinion, once it does break out of this $383, I think things can start getting really exciting. And if one of these big hedge funds were to come out and say, hey, you know what, we either bought Bitcoin Cash or, we're going for a Bitcoin Cash ETF, guess what? That is going to bring in more demand for the price. And I think that is something that is going around for BCH right now. Oopsies. And, a lot of people say, well, why would Bitcoin Cash even be, being talked about? Come on, guys, let's look at it from this way. Do you really think an ordinary person has $26,451 to put in one asset class? Absolutely not. So as far as a marketing aspect goes, Bitcoin Cash is so easy to really market, in my opinion, because think about it, there is a correlation between the two. If you guys are not familiar, the correlation exists. It's a fork of Bitcoin. And basically what I'm trying to say is people will think the new money, and even the OGs, they'll be like, hey, you know what? $4.1 billion market valuation, hit an all-time high market cap of, let's look at the market cap. So the previous all-time high was last bull cycle. This bull cycle it still was able to obtain, a staggering roughly $26 billion market cap. Obviously nothing compared to what it saw in the previous time. But guess what? If institutions come in, we could be revisiting those times again. And now people are looking at it, okay, you know what? $214 Bitcoin Cash compared to 26K BTC. You know what? I'm going for Bitcoin Cash. And I think that is the entire narrative that is going behind Bitcoin Cash, which will give it a push, in my opinion. And if this ETF were to be approved, I think there's going to be more financial institutions are going to be looking at different opportunities, and I think the one that stands out is this one right here. So continues to perform really, really good. Obviously, we haven't really heard anyone come out and say, we're applying for a Bitcoin Cash ETF as of now, but I think smart money is the reason as to why Bitcoin Cash continues to make a move towards the upside, despite no real announcement as of now. And I really think that it has some legs on its side, and especially if it's able to break out of this resistance where we're currently at and retest that 260 mark. 260 mark, do expect a little bit of a resistance because that is quite a big resistance. But once we crack past that, we could be going on our way to a new yearly high. In order for us to hit that resistance mark is 21% move from the current price, and I can see that happening in the upcoming days, especially if BTC makes a move back into the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. So far Bitcoin is not holding quite bad. This upwards trajectory is still in play. But one thing, as I mentioned in my other videos, is that I'm still not convinced that Bitcoin is in safe zone. Absolutely not. In order for me to consider Bitcoin is in the safe zone, it needs to be in the $28,400 range, especially in the 61.8. And that's where I think Bitcoin will be in the safer end as far as the price is concerned. But that is my overall take on Bitcoin Cash. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think smart money is behind this move, but I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys accumulating some Bitcoin Cash? Do you have it in your portfolio? Where do you see Bitcoin Cash going in the next bull cycle at the peak? Do you think it will cross its all-time highs in market valuation? Because as far as the price, let's take a look at it. Was it able to so obviously, like I said, half of its market cap was obtained last bull cycle. It wasn't able to see all-time highs like it did back in 2017. But will it do that this time around, especially if institutions come in? Let me know down below in the comment section. And I want to hear from you guys. And the craziest thing that you might not really understand is, despite the fact that we're not even close to a bull market right now in terms of altcoins, you can see this has already gotten up to a $5 billion market cap. And a $5 billion market cap is quite impressive, for this project to almost have reached already right now. And this really tells you that there is something that is happening that's different, in my opinion. But again, that's just my own personal opinion. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. But with that said, as always, do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. It's been Crypto ZX, and peace out.